How could one man change the history of Rome forever? In this video, I will introduce you to the amazing views of the city of Rome and the equally amazing life of Gaius Julius Caesar, from his early steps in politics to his tragic death that changed Rome. The life story of Julius Caesar. Gaius Julius Caesar is one of the most influential figures in the history of the Roman Republic, whose life and actions shaped the course of Western civilization. From his rise as a military general to his ultimate assumption of power as the dictator of Rome, Caesar's career was marked by ambition, brilliance, and controversy. His story is not only about the battles he fought, but also the political maneuvers that made him a central figure in the collapse of the Roman Republic and the birth of the Roman Empire. Early life and education. Caesar was born on July 12 or 100 BC, into the prestigious Julian family, a patrician lineage that claimed descent from the goddess Venus. His family, although of noble blood, was not particularly wealthy or politically powerful at the time. He grew up in a period of political turmoil, where the Roman Republic was experiencing internal strife and power struggles between the Senate and populist factions. Despite his family's lack of influence, young Caesar received an excellent education. He studied Greek and Latin literature, rhetoric, and philosophy, preparing him for a life of public service. He became known for his intelligence and eloquence, traits that would serve him well in his future political career. Early military and political career. In his early 20s, Caesar began his career in the military, first serving under the command of various Roman generals. His first major military experience came when he served in Asia Minor, where he distinguished himself by saving a fellow officer's life during a battle. This earned him the Corona Civica, one of the highest military honors in Rome. Caesar's political career began in the early 70s BC, when he was elected to the position of quaestor, a low-ranking magistrate responsible for overseeing financial matters. He used this role to gain favor with the people of Rome, especially the lower classes, who saw him as a man of the people. His populist approach would become a key part of his political strategy throughout his life. In 63 BC, Caesar was elected to the position of Pontifex Maximus, the chief priest of Rome. This position granted him significant religious and political influence, which he used to further his ambitions. By this time, Caesar had already made alliances with powerful men in Rome, such as Crassus, the wealthiest man in Rome, and Pompey, the renowned military general. The First Triumvirate. In 60 BC, Caesar, Pompey, and Crassus formed an unofficial alliance known as the First Triumvirate. This political coalition allowed each member to further their own agendas. Pompey sought land for his veterans, Crassus wanted military glory, and Caesar wanted to secure political power and military command. With the support of Pompey and Crassus, Caesar was elected consul in 59 BC, the highest office in the Roman Republic. During his consulship, Caesar passed a series of laws that favored the common people, earning him their loyalty. However, his actions also made him many enemies in the Senate, where a faction of the aristocracy viewed him as a threat to the traditional power structure. Conquest of Gaul. One of the most significant achievements of Caesar's career was his conquest of Gaul, modern-day France and Belgium. In 58 BC, Caesar was appointed governor of Gaul and given command of the Roman legions stationed there. Over the next 8 years, he waged a series of military campaigns that resulted in the complete Romanization of Gaul and the subjugation of its peoples. The Gallic Wars, as they are known, were not only a military triumph, but also a political masterstroke. Caesar's victories made him immensely popular in Rome, and his reports to the Senate, known as the Commentarii de Bello Gallico, commentaries on the Gallic War, further enhanced his reputation as a military genius. The Civil War. In 49 BC, Caesar's political opponents in the Senate, led by Pompey, grew increasingly hostile toward him. Tensions came to a head when the Senate ordered Caesar to disband his army and return to Rome. In response, Caesar famously crossed the Rubicon River with his army, declaring, "The die is cast." This action marked the beginning of a civil war between Caesar and Pompey, who was backed by the Senate. The civil war was swift and decisive. Caesar's forces defeated Pompey's army in a series of battles, culminating in Pompey's defeat at Pharsalus in 48 BC. Pompey fled to Egypt, where he was assassinated. With Pompey's death, Caesar became the uncontested ruler of Rome. Dictatorship and reforms. After his victory in the Civil War, Caesar returned to Rome as a hero. In 46 BC, he was appointed dictator for 10 years, and in 44 BC, he was named dictator for life. During his time in power, Caesar enacted a series of reforms aimed at consolidating his power and improving the governance of the Roman Empire. He reformed the calendar, creating the Julian calendar, and made significant changes to the Senate, reducing its size and increasing its efficiency. Caesar also enacted laws that improved the lives of the Roman poor, such as distributing land to veterans and providing grain to the needy. However, his concentration of power in the hands of one man alarmed many in the Senate, who feared that he was becoming a tyrant. Assassination. On March 15, 44 BC, a group of senators, including some of Caesar's closest allies, conspired to assassinate him. They believed that by killing Caesar, they could restore the traditional republican government of Rome. On the Ides of March, Caesar was stabbed to death by a group of conspirators led by Brutus and Cassius. Caesar's assassination did not bring the desired return to the old republic. Instead, it triggered another round of civil wars, which eventually led to the rise of Caesar's adopted heir, Octavian, later Augustus, and the establishment of the Roman Empire. Legacy. Julius Caesar's legacy is immense. His actions set in motion the events that led to the fall of the Roman Republic and the rise of the Roman Empire. His centralization of power, military conquests, and reforms left an indelible mark on Roman history. Caesar's name became synonymous with leadership, and in many ways, he laid the foundation for the imperial system that would dominate the Western world for centuries. Caesar's assassination, while intended to restore the Roman Republic, only accelerated the transition from a republic to an empire. In the end, Caesar's influence and vision were realized, not in his lifetime, but through the reign of his successors. Thank you very much for watching. Write in the comments who to make the next video about. All the best!